Are you thinking about selling your home in 2025? Well, these 7 mistakes could cost you thousands of dollars, or even worse, have your home sitting on the market for months with nobody looking at it. Hey guys, today we are going to unpack the top 7 mistakes that I see sellers make when they go to list their home for sale. So if this is you might be looking to sell your home this year or next year, then these would be some good tips for you to avoid to make sure that you don't cost yourself money. And hey, if you have any questions or concerns, drop them down in the comment section, or you can reach out to us at 478-888-7808. We would love to answer any questions that you have. Let's just kind of unpack this. The first thing I'm going to start off with is going to be overpricing your home based off of emotions. Now, I see this happen a lot of times. Don't get me wrong. Me or anybody else can't blame you for wanting to get the most possible money for your home. I think that's everybody when they go sell their home, but we have to be realistic. When you go to sell your home, you need to pull comps in the area, and there are several different strategies that an appraiser uses when they come up with a valuation. What we typically do is we're going to get 3 or 4 homes in that same area within a mile radius, and we're going to add and subtract from those homes to make it like your property. Then we can come up with a true valuation of what the home is worth based on market value, and then we can kind of go from there on listing the home and getting it sold. Again, if you price your home too high, nobody's going to look at it. If they do, they're going to start sending you lowball offers. So you're going to be better off just pricing it where it needs to be. That way it doesn't sit on the market for months and nobody's looking at it. You're not getting any offers and you're getting frustrated. Just keep that in mind whenever you go to list. And number 2 is going to be not staging properly or decluttering. I can't tell you how many times I've been into a home, there's stuff everywhere. They're wanting to take the listing pictures and all that. And you can do that if you want to, but I'm just telling you that when people are looking at these photos online, if it's got a lot of clutter or it doesn't look good in the pictures, they're probably going to skip right over it and just keep on going to the next home. When you are going to list your home, before you do photos, before you do any of that kind of stuff, make sure that you are decluttering the home. Get rid of all your personal stuff. Just have the furniture and maybe some pictures and stuff on the wall. But other than that, just get rid of all that declutter. Make sure that everything looks as best as it possibly can for the photos and for any showings that you might get, just for when they're walking through there, there's not a bunch of stuff everywhere. It might not seem like a big deal, but at the end of the day, this is going to help you get your home sold for more money and quicker if it just looks the best it possibly can. All right, and number 3 is going to be curb appeal. This one is huge in my opinion. I think that the average buyer, when they pull up, if they don't like what they see, they're either going to be real picky when they walk through it and just nitpick it to death, or I've even had instances where they pull up, they look at the home and they're like, all right, we're out of here. We're not even going to look at this one. So curb appeal is really important. That is going to be their first impression whenever they pull up to the home. So we want to make sure that everything looks as good as it possibly can on the outside for anybody who is coming to look at the home, or for your pictures as well. You want to make sure the listing photos are spot on. That's why we do professional photography and we do the drone footage and videos and all that kind of stuff. So that way we can make the home presentable and present it the best way we possibly can, and it looks really good. So that's what's going to stop people from scrolling and stop and look at your home and actually consider coming to look at it in person. Keep that in mind. Curb appeal, that's kind of up there on my list of things that you need to make sure is taken care of. All right, so number 4, I've already kind of touched on it, but using low quality photos, any kind of video, not taking photos of everything in the home, and making sure that when somebody's looking through those photos, they should get somewhat of a feel of what it's going to look like to walk through that home. I typically try to take pictures in order, starting on the outside, working my way in, and then kind of just taking pictures as you go through the home. That way you can get somewhat of a feel for what the layout of the home is. Now, I know you're not going to get exactly what it's like from the pictures. That's why we do the video walkthrough and all the other stuff that we do. So you can actually see what it's going to be like to actually walk through that home and see what the flow of the floor plan is. Now, number 5 is going to be not understanding the psychology of a buyer in the Middle Georgia area. So you have to kind of think outside the box, think like a buyer is going to think. If you were buying the home, what would you want to see whenever you got there? What would you want to know? These are the things that you want to make sure is on the listing and that you actually get the photos of. And again, high quality photos, not a cell phone picture or whatever. You pull a camera out that's from like 1995 and just take your pictures and upload them and then go with that. No, we want to make sure that you have high resolution photos, making sure that everybody can see exactly why they are going to want to purchase your home over the one that's listed down the street, which in return will keep your home from sitting on the market for months and months and months, because I can guarantee you your home is probably not the only one that's for sale in a mile radius right where these people are wanting to be. So if yours does not present as well as the one down the street, they're going to keep it moving, probably go with the other house. So just make sure that you're doing all of this stuff to make sure that your listing is looking as good as it can, the home itself is looking as good as it can, and presents the best possible way. And then number 6 is going to be timing the market properly. So there are busy seasons and slow seasons in real estate. The past couple of years have been kind of hit or miss whenever it comes to seller's market or buyer's market or interest rates or any of that kind of stuff. So it's been a little weird the past 2 years, but I think hopefully here soon it's going to kind of level out, and then we will get back to a somewhat normal real estate market where, you know, the spring and summer months are the hot months. That's where everybody is trying to move. Kids are out of school. You've got the summer break. So that's when we see a lot of homes go on the market. Then it kind of backs off in the fall and winter months. Not saying it's completely dead, but just not as much activity in those fall and winter months as it is in the spring and summer. Keep that in mind whenever you're listing your home. Right now is a great time to list a home. Like I said, you've got summer break. People are trying to get into homes before the new school year. That way they're in their schools. They know exactly where they're going to be. They're not having to go halfway through the school year and change the school or whatever the case may be. So time the market right, do all these other things, and you're not going to have any issues getting your home sold. And then number 7, this one's big too, not hiring the right agent or trying to do it for sale by owner. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you are not capable of selling your home on your own. I'm just saying there is a lot of stuff that goes into selling a home as far as pricing it correctly, doing all the paperwork, making sure that your interests are taken care of, inspections, appraisals, all that kind of stuff that not the average person is going to know about. So it's my recommendation that you hire a great agent who knows exactly what they're going to do and knows every step of the transaction and what they need to do for you to make sure that you're taken care of. And not only that, that your home sells, and it sells quickly and for top dollar. So that's what we do here at Living in Middle Georgia. So if you guys have any questions about listing your home, these are the top 7 mistakes. Now, these are not the only mistakes that people make, okay? But these are the top 7 that I see happen on a daily basis pretty much. So just wanted to let you know how to avoid these mistakes and what to do if you are in the process or getting ready to list your home for sale. So again, if you have any questions, drop them down in the comments or shoot us a text or give us a call at 478-888-7808. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you on the next one.